Set lines are pretty much trot line, if you know what a trot line is, but it's deployed offshore. So it's got two buoy lines that run down to anchors, and then a mother line runs along the bottom, and then these little clips with hooks on them are baited with sucker. So when the fish come and grabs onto it, it gets caught, but they're still able to swim freely, and it greatly reduces mortality of captured fish versus a gill net. So a lot of people might be concerned because we're using large hooks and they have very big barbs on them, but actually all the fish that we've captured over 150 at this point using this method, have done real well. The hook, for the most part, gets lodged in their vacuum mouth right near the tip, so we're able to actually pop that out pretty easy. I'm Nick Bogio. I'm a fisheries biologist with the 1854 Treaty Authority. Today we'll be setting set lines for sturgeon. This is a method that seemed to work really well as far as reducing those bycatch, and also we also are catching more sturgeon. We usually run this survey in August out on Lake Superior, but we also in the fall time set some in the St. Louis River estuary here.
Bujo ni na Naawakwe Ojibwe Nagoyan and Dananakiyama Nagachwanang Anishinaabe Wagamagong Asian Nakadig Anishinaabe Wagamag and Dananakiyama Asia Gagan Zikigade Ojibwemuin Mima FDL Gagans Engagig Jaabadak Ojibwemuin Ayamagadun Ama. Hello, my name is Naawakwe, and I work here at the Fond du Lac Language and Cultural Building, known as the Anishinaabe Wagamik, and this is where I work as the Ojibwe Language Project Manager for the Fond du Lac Band. There's many teachings around Name, as we call the sturgeon in our language. You know, the Name is known as the one who gave Bagaduewin to the Ojibwe people. Bagaduewin is the stickball game, they call it, but it's a great gift that was given to us by Name. And for that reason, because of everything that is involved with Bagaduewin and everything that it gives to us, the Name is highly regarded for that great gift that Name gave to us. When I think about the Name, of course, the Name is regarded for its gift of food. It's such a large fish. You can harvest the Name almost year-round. And so because of that, it's been known and regarded as a great food source and one that gives us sustenance. Beyond that, it also has another gift that's also connected to Bagaduewin, in that the cartilage in the nose of the Name has been known that you could make a biquaquid, or a ball, for Bagaduewin out of its nose.
Once a fish is captured and put into our bin over here, we scan them for a pit tag, which is a 15-digit unique code to that fish. If it has one, we leave it alone and document it. If it doesn't have one, we'll use a hypodermic needle to put it behind the second dorsal scoot. The fish is then measured, weighed, a girth is taken, and then we also remove a fin clip, which we can use it for genetics, for where that fish parentage came from. And then also now we are giving them to the EPA. They're actually able to sex the individuals, because a lot of times you can only tell the sex in the spring when they're spawning. And it's all compiled in one spot, so we can look at that data over time. You can see growth rates, you can see how often they're returning to spawn, which habitat they're using. It's pretty unique.
The Name is an important part of the world, just like everything else that's in it. It has its place in the world. And for that alone, the Name should be taken care of and considered. In this area specifically, the Name was almost wiped out. And so here, when the Name is taken care of, when we think about it, when we put effort into restoring the habitat for the Name, that's an indicator of how are we doing as humans in caring for not only the fish, not only the Name, but also the world that they live in, being our waters. And so as we look at the health and well-being of the Naawakwe, it's an indicator of our work to make sure that the water is healthy, not only for the Naawakwe, but for everything, and including humans that utilize and are dependent upon good quality water.
We work for two bands, Boys Fort and Grand Portage tribes. Their board of directors work as our bosses. We take care of off-reservation treaty rights to protect and enhance them for future generations throughout the whole ceded territory, which is present-day northern Minnesota.
The Naawakwe is one of our clans, with the clan system being a vitally important part of Ojibwe society for a very, very long time. And so the Naawakwe is one of those clans. Obviously, it's one of the fish clans, and the Naawakwe is known for its knowledge and wisdom because of the long life and gentleness of the Naawakwe. And that's a very important gift and a very important part of the place that Naawakwe plays in Ojibwe society.
So this data is being used for a lot of different things. We're trying to reestablish this population that was once almost completely gone due to pollution, dams, and things like that. I'd say what I'd like to see in the future is, as we move forward, there's a couple issues with this population. I would like to see more juveniles in the system. As of right now, we're catching a lot of larvae when we're larval drift netting, and then we're catching a lot of large adults that were stocked in the 80s and 90s. What we're missing is those intermediate sizes, 20-inch sturgeon. So I hope with stocking efforts and maybe some of these larvae recruiting to larger sizes, I hope to see those intermediate juvenile size fish in the next 10, 15 years.
Well, I think it's important to remember that, in Ojibwe sometimes we say, "Nibi'on dadizim," means everything is born of water, comes from the water. And so, in our world and in our understanding, everything is interrelated, everything is interconnected. And the Naawakwe are part of that. Everything has an importance, everything has a purpose. And if they are truly our relatives, if the plants are truly our relatives, if the fish are truly our relatives, if the birds and the animals and everything are truly our relatives, we'll treat them as such.
The work of the 1854 Treaty Authority, combined with the teachings, reminds us that science and culture walk hand in hand in protecting this ancient fish. As restoration efforts move forward, each sturgeon tagged, studied, and released becomes part of a larger legacy, one that honors the past while safeguarding the future. Thank you for joining us as we follow this remarkable journey of resilience, tradition, and renewal.